From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Hey folks, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for your March 23rd edition of your live weather at noon. This Sunday, it's been pretty nice so far. I'll tell you that much. We're in the 70s right now here in Florence. Dew points are catching up in due time. Winds out of the southwest 15 to 20 miles an hour. And looking off camera here, just here in the weather center, we have a weather sensor on our roof. And we had a gust of 28 not too long ago. Matter of fact, just 5-10 minutes ago. It's been breezy out there, that much is for sure. Hopping across the state line is pretty much the same situation, right? Kind of see what I'm talking about there. Again, dew points catching up. Temperatures right there at the precipice of 70. We're about to be in the 70s here in southern middle Tennessee. In fact, some of us probably are. So nice afternoon on tap. But let's just hop right into it. Let's talk storm chances through this evening and into the overnight. So first things first, do want to mention we do have that standard level 2 out of 5 risk across the Tennessee Valley for quite a bit of us, all the way out to 65 in southern middle Tennessee. And northwestern Alabama 65 corridor is the kind of precipice for the level 2 and level 1 out of 5 risk. But pretty much most of us in northwest Alabama and all of us in southern middle Tennessee and northeast Mississippi do have that level 2 out of 5, the standard level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. So there's not a high-end risk, but it doesn't need to be a high-end risk to be a risk, right? Main threat with this, damaging winds and hail. And let's go through the timeline as to when we can expect that. So there's those 70s coming back in mid-70s, right? Not bad at all. Lovely day on tap, just very windy. That much is for sure. And then as we head through 5-6 o'clock, we see that development off to our west, and it starts to creep on into the area, like I said, around sunset or so, a little bit after sunset, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. So maybe just before sunset, we'll start seeing those first signs of some stormy activity. See some pretty decent cores in some of these in this broken line. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. That's the main threat with these storms. Some hail is possible with those as well. And there is a non-zero tornado threat. It's a very low threat, though. So we're not talking some outbreak scenario. We're not talking tornadoes all up and down a line. That's just not what the situation looks like. But just because it's there, that's a reason to, keep an eye on it, right? So it doesn't need to be very high to be worth watching, right? So if it's not zero, that means it exists. But again, it's just not a big threat. That's not our primary concern, right? Our primary concern are those damaging winds, which could be in a couple of these storms here, maybe a severe thunderstorm warning or two popping up with those in due time, and maybe some hail as well. But again, non-zero tornado threat, so we'll watch it, but I really don't expect any huge issues with that. I reckon we'll get through the night without a hitch. Just stay with us, and everything will be just fine in that respect. Not a problem to worry about there. So it's going to be moving through pretty quickly, too. I mean, you notice it becomes kind of a blobby mess as we head through 9, 10, 11 o'clock as it moves out to favorable condition area. And as we head through about midnight to the early morning of Monday, hey, great conditions coming in. Northerly winds take back over. Temperature's going to be in the 40s and 50s to start the day out. But then as we head through the afternoon, back to the 60s. Really, really pretty quickly. I'll call it upper 60s, in fact, for our Monday. Very lovely conditions in this respect, and we don't buck that trend at all. High pressure takes over for the rest of the week, and I think the rest of the week looks good. I really do. I think we have some fantastic conditions here. A little bit of a weak cold front comes through Tuesday, but high pressure, it takes over so quickly behind it. We don't have time to cool down very quickly at all. In fact, our lower end temperatures are in the lower 70s. So spring is definitely here in this respect. In fact, we'll be back to the mid to upper 70s by the end of the week and towards next weekend. So let's get through this evening. We got those strong storms. A couple of those might be severe. Damaging winds is the main threat with some of those that could be developed. Maybe some hail as well. And a non-zero but low tornado threat. Just stick with the Tennessee Valley weather team. We'll keep you updated. That's all you need to worry about there. I would not be freaking out. Again, this is not a high-end type scenario. Rest of the week looks fantastic. Spring is definitely here. Next weekend, we do have some shower chances, maybe some thunderstorms towards the second half next weekend, but that's a ways out. Can't get too specific on that. In the meantime, just stick with us through this evening. We'll get you through this evening as well, through tonight without a hitch. Thanks for tuning in here. I'll be back at 6 and 9, and of course, as needed throughout the rest of tonight for more fresh from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.